Welcome back to JB Reviews. I have a portable power station from Alpha ESS. They also sent me a solar panel. This is going to be 200 watts. And if you have a house, own a house, rent a house, if you have an RV, you absolutely need to get one of these. This is super crucial if you ever have any power outages and you still need power. I work from home, my wife works from home, so we always need to be connected somehow, some way. Now let's face it, there is a ton of these things on the market. But how do you know the one that you have is a great buy? Let's go over that in this video right now. Here's a little bit about the company. Alpha ESS was established in 2012 and is popular in Germany and Australia. They also ranked number 6 on the IHS market for global market shares and has been identified as a leading supplier in 2021. Once you open the top of the box, you do see some of the power adapters for the portable charging station. And this is some of the adapters for it. They do provide a car charger for it too. So if you're driving down the road, you can charge it. And this is a USB-C that they provide already for you. You don't normally see those in these types of packages. This is going to be for the warranty card. And this does have a really good warranty. And the last thing that you'll see here is the owner's manual for the power station. Once you remove this styrofoam piece, you will see the power station. And I will say they did a good job packaging this power station. Normally when I get things, it's typically bruised, but there was no damage on this thing whatsoever. And although this is like a mid-size portable power station, it does have some girth to it. It weighs about 25 pounds and it's about 13.5 inches long, 10 inches wide, and it's about 10.5 inches tall. That's not going to be including the handle though, so just keep that in mind. And just take note that this does support 12 devices simultaneously. It has a 1036.8 watt hour capacity and it has a pure sine wave inverter built into it. There are 2 wireless charging stations. They do provide your type A and then type C charge ports. You have your alternating current plugs here, and then this is your DC. Now if you want to turn these on, they have buttons above each one, and it's not too loud. And you have one up here, so if you are plugged in via your solar or your regular home outlet, you can charge it. So you can see on the display, it is dead. It does show the in watts and then the out watts. So if you do have it hooked up to a solar panel or plugged in, it'll basically charge it for you. So pretty cool. And then on the back, you probably noticed there's a button in the middle. So you have LED lights. Let's turn off the lights really quickly. I want to show you guys just how bright they are. Alrighty, so this is the first level. This is the second level. And that is the third level. Like this is super bright. So here, like look how bright that is. And I guess if you are doing some camping at night or something like that, it would basically be good for walking in the woods. What I want to do right now is, it's not a lot of sun shining right now, but I still want to take this outside to see if any way possible we can get this thing to charge with this guy. And wow, so this is, oh nice, oh that is super nice. So they already give you a handle to carry this with. And if you need to carry any cords, well thought out, and is all protected too. You have some zippers on each side. Let me put the camera down. That way you guys have a better view of how this pops out too, okay? So as I mentioned, you have zippers on both sides. All you have to do is unzip it. And then it just slides out. And pretty cool. So this opens up. Oh wow. And then there it is. And then when you're done with it, just close back up. And you're on your way. Love that they give you a handle for these. In case you were wondering about the way that they package the solar panels, they use a lot of styrofoam, decent sized box, just like the one that the portable station came in. One last thing I want to show you guys. You have a little pocket here. And it has what looks to be the power cords for the solar panel. That will most likely plug right into the power station right here. So what I'm going to do is, I am going to go outside. I want to see if somehow, some way, I can manage to get this solar panel to capture a little bit of sunlight. There's not a lot of sunlight outside today. But if not, what we can do is we can basically try this again tomorrow. Yeah, they have some adapters in here. Yeah, they did. This is such a nice setup, man. I strongly recommend this just based off of the packaging. Like, they've done such a good job. It's insane. And if you want to plug it in, I don't know if I showed this to you, but it's all right here. So they give you everything you need, as you would expect. And we just got to figure out now how to lay out the solar panels, and let's go outside and see how we're going to do that. On the solar panels, you do have these kickstands, and they do have some Velcro, and they're pretty sturdy. So what we're going to do is we're going to use these to stand it up. So super simple to do. There's 4 panels. So I'd venture to say that this would probably take 5 minutes to set up. Super easy. And then all you gotta do now is just go into the package here. So it is illuminated. I don't know if you guys can see that red light. It was not illuminated on the inside. So there's a little bit of sunlight out here, just a little bit. So this looks to be an extension cord for this, depending on how far you have to put these solar panels out from your house, RV, or wherever you are. And then this is just the regular size one here. So this one's going to plug into the power station, and then this one's going to plug right into the solar panel. So let's go ahead and do that. And I don't have to tell you this, but red goes with red, black goes with black. And you can see the slits on the side, so they kind of go like they come together like this. So now that that's plugged in, let's go ahead and plug it into the input side of the power station, which is right here. And it's saying we're getting 1 watt in. Yes. So there's just a little bit of sunlight, or maybe that's just natural, that it's going to just show you something. So my wife's standing by the solar panels now. This to give you perspective of how big they are. And yeah, I mean, if you're out in the middle of nowhere, this would be a perfect setup. We do have an RV. I am going to plug it into the back of it though, because I want to see what I can run inside the RV. Can I run some televisions? Can I run... I know I can't run the microwave. That's probably way too much. It probably uses like 1,500 watts.
Coffee maker.
But a coffee maker, yep, coffee maker.
Will it charge all of our devices?
Will it charge? Well, this actually has a bunch of chargers on it though. It has Type A, Type C. It has 3 ACs and 1 DC with some extra plugs here. And then this is wireless charging for phones.
Nice.
So yeah, it's really a nice setup already built on here. But if you're right, if you're inside the RV, you would need some things charged too. Laptops, things like that as well. Alrighty, so we're gonna go ahead and plug this in to the wall. And remember, if you do need to drive somewhere and the battery's only 75% charged, you can plug this into your car. They have that DC plug. Check it climbing. I love that they give you the display to show you like how many watts are going in to charge the batteries. It's just continuing to go up. Yeah, wow, look at that. It's just continuing to go up. So it peaked up to about 180 watts and then it dropped down to 178 and it's just been holding right here. I'll check back in one last time and then tomorrow we'll reconvene with the solar panels and we'll try to do like 30-minute intervals to see what the percentage is. But it's only been on for like maybe like a couple minutes and it's at 3%. So this is definitely probably the best way to charge it. And then when you're out in the wild, obviously you can use the solar panels to keep it trickle charged. Alrighty, so it's been exactly 30 minutes and we've only charged 12% plugged into an outlet. Okay, so just keep in mind 0 to 25% is going to basically be where it's at right now. 25 to 50% is going to give you 2 bars, and if you have 50 to 75%, it's going to be 3 bars, and then 75% to 100%, that's basically considered fully charged. So I'm probably going to have to let this charge for like at least an hour or two to get to at least 50%, and then from there we'll unplug it. And basically tomorrow we'll let the solar panels do the rest. It's the next day and we let this charge for about 2.5 hours and it was at about 65%, but I did use it a little bit this morning with the toaster and things like that, so it's down to about 57%. Hopefully you guys can see that. And you know what, let's take this off. Might make it a little bit easier for you. But today it's a sunny day. And so we're going to plug it in and we're going to see how it does. So hopefully you guys can see that. It's just steadily climbing. That is not bad. So if you don't remember, this is a 200-watt solar panel. And we're going to check back in here in a second, but it's climbing steadily. It's at 135, 140. Inside on the power outlet, it tapered off at about 178. But I think it rolled up to 180, 181. So this is at 156, 157. It's starting to slow down. 159. So it's not far off from the outlet inside. So again, if you're out camping or something like that, you can keep this thing trickle charged pretty nicely. So 158 watts going in, and you can still use it with some things going out, basically, if you have it plugged into some stuff. But yeah, we'll check back in. It is, what time is it? It's 1:46. We'll check back in, figure in about an hour or so. It's at 58%, so that'll be the basis point for these solar panels. And like I said, we have basically full sunlight too. A little bit of clouds in the sky, but for the most part, perfect day for solar panels. Alright, so it's only been about 5 minutes. I did see it taper down to about 125 watts, and now it's back up to about 164 watts. Yeah, like I said, we'll check back in about an hour or so. I just noticed that it dropped down significantly and wanted to report that. Alrighty, so unfortunately there's some clouds out today. I'm showing this at 69%. And it was at 57% when we started. It's 3:30, and it's like an overcast today. So unfortunately, that sun is pretty much being blocked. It's still capturing about 22 watts, but that's not going to be enough to really charge this thing up. But that's pretty good as an example. So what we're going to do next is let's go ahead and take it inside. I'm going to show you guys a few things on how to work it, and then we're going to start putting some load on this thing too. So let's go ahead and unplug it. We'll leave the solar panels out here, and let's go ahead and walk inside. Let's go ahead and go through some of the features, and then we're going to power this bad boy out with a toaster and with a hair dryer. So when you push the button one time, it will give you the information. As you saw earlier, it shows you the watts coming in, watts going out. And it does have a handle above that you can pull up, and it has like a rubber material below it, so it makes it more comfortable to grip and carry. If you double tap the info button here, watch what happens. That's going to turn on your wireless charging, and then you double tap it again to turn it off. If your phone does have a case like mine, it will charge right there. And something that's pretty neat is, if this isn't on there correctly, like let's just say you have it on like this, it'll blink red to let you know, oh, it's not on there properly, so it's not charging. So as you can see there, it's showing that it's charging. and it's working properly. Now, having one phone on there, I think it does about 9 watts, but it's showing about 4 watts, 3 or 4 watts now. And if you want to use any of the plugs that you see, there's buttons that I showed you earlier. So we're going to use your ACs right here. A fan does come on. It does show that there's not really any wattage being used by the fan. So if I were to turn off the phone charger, it's showing 0 watts. There's got to be some kind of pull from the fan. So that's just my thinking there. But let's go ahead and let's start with the hair dryer first. Let's see what it does. So this uses a good bit of power. So we're going to gradually go up in the power range. So this has what? It has cool and it has low and high fan. So let's start off with the low fan. So that fan uses a good amount of watts, as you can see. And then we're going to turn it on warm. So warm definitely does use a lot of wattage, you would expect. And then we're going to go to high fan. Wow. And then we're going to go to high heat. Not bad. Not bad at all. Hasn't turned off yet. It's still blowing hot. Okay. And something I noticed earlier was if you keep something plugged in and it's off, it will pull some power. So I always recommend if you're not using anything, just unplug it completely so you're not having it draw power. So let's go ahead and try the toaster. Maybe the toaster will make it trip. And I don't see a reset button too. I'm surprised they didn't put a reset button on in case you do trip it or something like that. Maybe it doesn't have that happen, but we're gonna put it on 4. We're gonna put it on bagel too. So right out of the gate, it jumps up to 730. Not bad. And you can kind of see it on there. 730. And we've only lost about 2% running these 2 items too. Now let's go ahead and turn on the phone charger. Let's go ahead and plug back in the hair dryer. Let's see what happens. I'm going to turn it on cool because I think if you turn it on heat, it's going to trip it. Wow. Alright, I'm going to turn it on heat. I'm going to go on low heat and see what happens. Wow. It's blowing warm. It's not like hot, but it's definitely warm. And I like how quick it is to update the wattage too. But yeah, we've used about 3%. And all in all, like, I'm really impressed. So we're gonna do one last test with the power. So let's go ahead and take it outside to the garage. Let's use some power tools. Really just my air compressor. That's the only power tool I want to use on this thing because my other one's all locked away in my RV. Let's see if this can power this 150 PSI air pump. 6 gallons. And super loud too, so I apologize in advance. Now I did keep the hair dryer out here because I may try to see if it'll do both. So let's go ahead and hit start on here. And let's turn this on. It's gonna be loud. Alrighty, so I did turn on the hair dryer and it definitely did lose some power going to the air compressor when I turn that on. That uses a lot of power. So let's do it again. If you are in the market for a portable power station and a solar panel, I strongly recommend the Alpha ESS. This is the 1000, and I think that this is probably one of the best I've seen. I've played with these in the store, and I think that they laid it out perfectly. I love the wireless charging above. Super easy to turn it on and turn it off. And I think that the power plugs are all positioned perfectly on the front. As you guys saw earlier, it did have the LED lights out back. They're super bright. I don't think I've seen any with the LED lights on them. And it's just a really nice, perfect size, decently weighted portable power station. And as you just saw, it does power some things that do draw a lot of wattage. So I definitely would recommend you get one of these if you are in the market for one. I do have a discount code for this guy and the solar panel, so be sure to check my description below because I recommend this 100%. Now, because of time's sake, my RV is back there, and hopefully I pull it out soon and maybe do some videos with it. I will do a follow-up video plugging it into my RV to see how much things I can run with this thing on. And I think that'll be a good video for a lot of you guys out there because I want to get solar panels for the RV, but why do I need to get that if I have this now? And I think that this will save you a lot more money because when you go to sell your RV, you can always keep this too. So I hope this video was helpful. Be sure to check out Alpha ESS, guys. This is a great product, great company. As you guys saw, they've been around for a long time. So they're not some, startup that just happened last year. They've been out, they've been testing their products, and I highly recommend them. I hope that in the future I can buy some more products from them. See you guys in the next video.